Now that's what I call a bass.
Shallow water offers a smorgasbord of feeding opportunities. And when it comes to choosing the right lure for shallow conditions, if you don't get it right, they might not bite. When you're after shallow-minded fish with food on the brain, you can cover all the bases with the new X-Rap Shad Shallow 6 and 8 from Rapala.
You know, I fish a lot of lakes all across the country, and in most of those places, shad is a main forage. This is a brand new bait called an X-Rap Shad Shallow by Rapala. It comes in 2 sizes, 15 colors. And when it comes to imitating a shad, you can't beat it.
You know, being a professional fisherman, it gives me the opportunity to really fish all over the country. Our tour starts in South Florida. We go all the way to northern Vermont, out to California. Right now I happen to be in Mexico, so we really get the opportunity to cover all species of bass. And this is a great lure for not only largemouth bass, but spotted bass and smallmouth bass.
With slow, steady retrieves, they wiggle along with an aggressive swimming action. But as soon as you pick up the pace, they immediately jump into high gear and exhibit all the wild and crazy outbursts of an X-Rap. It all depends on what the fish prefer and the action you put on your lure on any given day.
There's actually 3 ways that you can work this lure. You can actually just straight retrieve it like I am at a kind of a fast, medium pace, just straight back to the boat. And that will be good when fish are chasing and really active. But a couple other ways you can work it. Those days when you're just following baits or not really biting, you kind of have to make them bite. Just slow this thing down, and it's just got a lethargic wobble. I mean, it's just unbelievable. You'll actually make fish bite sometimes when they're really not in the mood to feed. The other way I really like it, kind of get it started down to the maximum depth, it runs about 3 feet, and then start jerking it on slack line, just like so. And again, that will make those fish react sometimes when they're just not feeding.
The X-Rap Shad Shallow 6 and 8 have a shallow lip design that keeps them running shallow at modest to quick retrieve or trolling speeds.
If you'll notice, it has a pretty wide bill. Also, if you'll notice, the bill is concave. And what that does, gives this bait that unique action and that unique vibration that it has.
The smaller Shallow 6 dips down to 2 to 3 feet. The larger Shallow 8 maxes out at 3 or 4. And when you slow them down to a crawl, they wiggle seductively even near the surface. There's practically no water too shallow for you to fish, and nowhere that shallow fish can hide.
It's really a versatile lure. You can fish this bait around boat docks, rock, logs, stumps, any type structure that's, let's say, 3 to 5 foot deep, visible cover. This bait is tailor-made for that.
X-Rap Shad Shallow lures come in 2 sizes. The 2.5-inch 5/16 ounce Shallow Shad 6 and the 3 1/8 inch 1/2 ounce X-Rap Shad Shallow 8. Both feature the same realistic shad profile, just in slightly different sizes. Rapala's exclusive internal long cast mechanism lets you cast X-Rap Shad Shallow 6s and 8s way up into water too skinny to maneuver your boat.
You know, this bait is real small. It's like a finesse bait, but it packs a powerful punch. And with the weight transfer system, I can throw it a mile on a bait cast.
The X-Rap Shad Shallow 6 and 8 are available with either VMC Black or Sure Set hooks. Both have distinctive feathered tails, just like the original X-Rap, and they come in the same 15 proven colors as their deeper running X-Rap Shad cousins, plus 8 great Sure Set patterns for added attraction.
You know, early in the season and late in the season, when you're fishing brown bass, when the water is cold and clear, subtle vibration, subtle sound, tight wiggles are the key. You reel it, you get a wiggle with it, that tail feather kind of moves a little bit, and then you sit there and stop it, and that feather just kind of barely moves, and the fish will come up on it. Oh, like that? Oh, look at that. You know, for years, my personal favorite bait for these conditions, cold, clear water for smallmouth, has been the X-Rap, and now they took that same fantastic action, where you can make so many things happen with the bait, and put it into a shad shape.
Oh, look what he
Good
hit.
fish, Dave.
Nice big walleye, and he hit a crankbait. That bait has a lot of characteristics that work for a lot of reasons. We've often talked about working for smallmouths with those jerks, and you get that erratic action, but yet the same bait with a subtle, slow retrieve is just a deadly, deadly wiggle for when the fish are not aggressive, or in general for walleyes, which prefer a wiggle. Catches everything, works all year long, and here's the proof. Big, big eyes.
Not only for walleyes, beautiful northern pike and some gorgeous smallmouths as well. Look at that guy.
The X-Rap Shad Shallow 6 and 8, a major dose of slash bait excitement for fish that swim up shallow.